how's it going? Welcome to the shop. Hope you're having a great day. Alright, once again we're on these knives. Are you ready? Here we go. Welcome back. Whew, man, it seems like forever we've been working on these knives. We're just focusing on these three. I know the last video I spent most of it on this one and a little bit on this one. So we're going to get them all cleaned up. The first thing we got to do, if you're like me, you always heat treat your blades and then you forget to put extra drill marks for weight and for the epoxy to hold. So I always have carbide bits waiting in the ready. So I'm going to put the carbide bit in the mill. You can do this on a drill press too, but the mill is just easier to move it around once I clamp it down and all that. And we'll get it drilled out, black oxide, stonewash, and epoxy the handles. Alright, onto the mill. Here we are, I got the carbide bit, because once you harden steel, all you're going to do is dull bits, unless it's carbide. Sometimes molybdenum will work, but it dulls pretty fast itself. Carbide, you're going to want to run as high as the speed as you can, and keep it as cool as you can. I got some hogwash right here. Get a hogwash. Now we're just going to randomly hit where we want, but we do not want to go, I would suggest not going in front of your front hole. Because I've done that before and put one like right here, and then all of a sudden my scale was sticking out and I had to redo the scales to something I didn't want. So I always leave it behind this front hole right here. And then, yeah, just randomly hit it, and flip it over, do the same, and boom. So here we go. Well, it looks like this spotting bit is not carbide like I thought it was, or it's supposed to be, or it can't. It's probably too pointed since it's a spotting bit. It can't get a good enough bite. Let's see if this works. 1/4 inch ball in carbide ball in. This might just do it. We'll see. Yep, that's what I thought. See, and we don't need much, just something to bite into. So, and that's why I did it on my mill. I can just randomly hit it. All right. It's also good for weight distribution. Even though they're not that deep, I could probably make them a little bit deeper. I don't know what it is. Anytime I'm looking for like an 1/8 inch, I find 1/4 inch all over the place. Now I'm looking for 1/4 inch, all I can find is 1/8 inch. That damn Murphy's Law. Funny thing is, I already had the 1/8 inch in there. See, that's how carbide's supposed to go through, like that. I think I might have broken the tip off of this, but it's still cutting. Might as well get the most use out of it. But we got a lot out of her. Yeah, see, the tip broke. That's what I figured, man. You sure heard the noise it was making. I know what you're thinking. Why didn't he just drill these all the way through? Well, because I was dumb and didn't put a board under here. There's no way I'm going into my 1, 2, 3 blocks. But that's good enough. We got plenty of stuff taken out of there. So that's what we're doing. And then we're going to do it on the wood too. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to take it so the epoxy will fill this. And then we'll do it on the handles. And that way they'll stick together and have much more surface tension and more surface area and all that good stuff. So, a bunch of knives, a bunch of work. You know what that means. Time lapse. Now I remember why I couldn't find the 1/4 inch carbide drill bits. Because I bought these for when I did the 5160. When it was getting all hard and all that, I bought these to drill it out. So, we got 1/8 inch. So that's what we're going to use for all the rest of the knives. I just went for the bigger end mill and did this side. Like I said, it doesn't matter. No one's going to see under the handle. It's going to be all epoxied up and all that, but that took a long time. Now, and then I remembered I had these 1/8 inch drill bits, so let's just throw everything at it and see what works. Alright, back to the time lapse. Well, this one actually worked, but it's way too small because it goes to a fine point. You can see I started, but that other 1/8 inch drill bit busted. Either I'm buying cheap carbide or something else is up. They don't feel cheap at like 16 bucks a piece for 1/8 inch, but what if this busted one will work? I ain't got nothing to lose, it's already busted. Try it again. This 01, the 52-100 was bad enough, but man, this 01 steel just eats these bits, so yeah, lesson learned. If you know you're gonna put epoxy handles on, make sure to drill it out. Usually I drill out for weight anyway, but sometimes I get all into heat treating and so excited about heat treating I completely forget, so let's see what happens. Whew. I'm gonna turn the noise down for you. It definitely didn't like it, but it did it. Sorta. Alright, well it looks like that was the problem. This bit ate right through all that stuff, no problem. Oh, I spoke too soon. It just busted. The last hole. Oh man. Isn't that the way? The last damn hole. And it's all my fault. I got too cocky and pow! Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you what, that 01's a beast. It was doing good, though. And I know you guys are thinking, well, 01 work hardened. Well, it doesn't need to be work hardened. It's already hardened. Man, the last hole, that thing went pop. But that one did a lot better than the other ones. I bet it was because I got my pressure right. Alright, you've watched me breaking off end mills. Time to turn the camera off and finish the last one. I'll see you back over the bench. Alright, so I decided instead of doing the black oxide tonight that I'm going to tune all these up. Bam, I got this one perfect. All nice and perfect. Boom. Everything's nice and straight. Everything's going good. Do you remember this one? The corners? I forget which corner. I think it was this. Was it this corner or this corner? One of them was offset. If you go back and watch the last video, I'll put it up here. You'll see I had to offset on one of these. So I fixed that. I got everything up to 400 grit. So when we do the two-tone and take the black oxide off, it'll look nice and sweet. Well, this one's not getting black oxide. This is getting stonewashed. Steve's knife. Boom. This one, actually, this part was coming out to here. So I had to go work it. Had to put my old small wheel, well, my 6-inch wheel on, and boom. Now, in the last video I said this is the first full flat I've done, and I know a lot of you were thinking, well, these are full flats too, but I don't really consider these full flat grinds. See, this is a straight grind that comes all the way up and over. These more like the blade comes down in, so I don't consider this a full flat. I mean, a lot of people probably do, but this to me is a full flat where you see the whole blade come up. Tomorrow, black oxide and getting these all epoxied up, and then we can move on. I got an awesome idea for the Hamones. I'll see you in a second. Tomorrow for me, but a second for you. All right, we're back. Unfortunately, the largest container I have won't fit this knife. So we're just gonna have to black oxide Steve's knife. Then I'll just acid wash and stone wash these other two. Either way, I mean, it'll look good. By the way, black oxide, you know, you have your different oxides, like your liquid gun blue. Now for me, this comes out blotchy and doesn't come out real good, and it's good for guns and all that. It gets that blue texture. Now this and this are basically the same, except this costs like, I think it's 16 bucks for 2 ounces. And this is like 30 bucks, but you can make 1.5 gallons because it's concentrate. And the problem with these two is you wipe these on. This you make enough to soak it. So you can soak your whole knife for 5 minutes or whatever and be good. Now, I was reading up on this stuff, and anything over 2% chromium, which 52100, this is 52100, has 1.2 to 1.6 chromium. So we should be good with that. For mild steel, it says mix 9 parts water to 1 part concentrate. Hardened steel, it says a little bit less. So I'm going to do 6 parts water to 1 part concentrate. Now you need distilled water, and then you need some kind of penetrating oil. A lot of the sites will sell their own penetrating oil, but same difference. I got me the red party cups in small sizes so we can mix this. Now, if you guys watched Alex Steele like 1.5 years ago, because I know a lot of knife makers watch Alex Steele, he mixed the whole batch up and dipped his parts in that batch. From what I've read and all that stuff, once metal comes in contact with it, it goes bad. And if you watch Alex's process, he tried to use the black oxide like 3 months later, and it did the same thing. It went bad. And he said it just wasn't working. And I talked to him, and he's like, oh, that's why. You know, I was like, once you dip your metal, you can't do it. So if you want to pre-mix everything in a big gallon bucket or whatever, you know, that's fine. But pour out what you need and then put it back. And once you dip your metal, now see, they say since it's a salt, because it's like a copper selenium, I'm bad with names, but it's supposed to dilute in water. So the more water you put in it, because I was trying to figure out how to dispose of it, and there's really no information on how to dispose of this stuff except dilute it with more and more water. So the last batch I did, I just put in another plastic container. I'm gonna keep doing research, so I don't know how to dispose of this stuff. I don't want to pour it down my drains. My drains are metal, and black oxide basically wears away metal. So let's get started. You rarely ever see me wear gloves, but when it comes to stuff like this, even with Ferric, sometimes I forget, and then Ferric stains your hands for 3 or 4 days. So I always try to wear gloves with this. So 1 part this. We'll do 1 part this. We'll do 6 parts this. Distilled water. There we go. We are in the solution. Starting to, oh! Dum Dave. I forgot to clean the blade. I'm getting ahead of myself. Man, that was stupid. So, we're going to want to use a little degreaser. You can see it started getting black though. Some alcohol to clean off the degreaser. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, this is Saturday morning. I got all involved in a song yesterday and didn't get to do the second half, so I'm kind of rushing this to get this video out today. And yeah. All right, let's see if we can dry this. Now, if it doesn't black oxide from here, we'll have to put some steel wool on it. Now, see, it's blackening right up now. And that's the best part right there about this black oxide stuff. See, it's turning black. Boom. It's you dip it. You don't have to wipe it on. You don't have to spray it on or anything like that. You just dip it, and it's a nice consistent finish. Everything comes out perfect. Nice and black. Now, if it does come out inconsistent on this one, it's because I didn't clean it first, and that would be my fault. So you can see it's kind of got a blue tint to it because it needs to sit and soak for 10 or 15 minutes. Let me take some water, wash my hands off before I touch any metal parts. Set it up on something. Here we go. I'll just set it up so it's soaking. There we go. Yeah, it's turning nice and black. Alright, so I'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes. And yeah. Woo, yeah, it's turning a real nice black. You guys watch Outdoor 55. He was doing a Hamon a couple weeks ago, and he used steel wool, but he was using it like sandpaper. And this goes for ferric chloride too. You just wipe it lightly. You don't use it like sandpaper. You just use it to activate everything, to get it in there smooth and straight. You do not want to use it like sandpaper. In fact, you're using it more like a paper towel, and you're just wiping it. So everything gets in there even and nice and clean and nice and straight. And it straightens everything up. Yeah, it's not a hard sandpaper type move. It's just a nice, smooth, light scratching just to get the oxides to activate. It was his first Hamon, so I don't think he had tried that before, but yeah. I know sometimes he watches these channels, so hopefully if he's watching this, that'll help. Yeah, just lightly with the stainless steel. Every time I use steel wool on a video, I call it stainless steel. Just real lightly with the steel wool. Get it nice and smooth. Just like a paper towel. No harshness. You don't want to dig in. You just want it to activate those black oxides. Have I repeated myself 3 or 4 times yet? Yeah. See? Look how even that's coming out now. Nice and black. Nice and light, nice and black, nice and straight. All those spots I had before are now gone. See? There was a couple spots right here where I dipped it the first time, but those are all gone. Now this will start rusting and all that, because that's, even with Ferric, once you use this, I almost called it stainless steel again. Once you use the steel wool again, it'll start rusting if you leave it out. Ferric chloride, all that. So maybe I'll go put this in the water with the other stuff. All right, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. I put, you know, the still water's easy, so we can fill it up. I just didn't want to waste the Caswells, so here we go. Now we gotta let it soak in the water for about 5 minutes, just to decontaminate it. All right, so this I'm putting in the gallon jug with the other stuff that I used from last time. No need. And look, we barely used any of that. That would have taken the whole bottle of this to do what we did with that little bit. And this is like $30 a pint, and that's like 16 bucks for 2 ounces. Woohoo! Look how black that came out. Yeah. Let's get this out. Get it all wiped down. Get all the oxides off her. Whoo-wee, look at that. Nice and black. Yeah, man, nice and even. Let's turn this camera this way so we can see. PB Blaster. One thing I always forget when I'm shooting this stuff is I'm shooting it's going to go everywhere else, so I gotta try to keep it as thin as possible and make sure I don't have any electronics or cameras or phones sitting in the spray thing. So couple taps, wipe it on in, seal it on in. Woo-wee, man. You know, I like to see how this rag has all the stuff on it. So once I get it all on there, I'll just wrap it up in this. In fact, I should have just, I always forget this. It's easy if you just spray into the towel like this. Like I say, I'm forgetting a lot of stuff today. That way the towel catches everything and boom. We have just black oxide our blade. Look at that. Woo-wee. Man, looking nice. Nice, nice, nice. So gun blue, if you want a gun blue, I've yet to see a gun blue that is dippable. And for some reason, no matter how you put on gun blue, it comes out spotty. Look how even that is. Nice and even, no splotches or nothing. With gun bluing, since you have to put it on a rag and then wipe it on or spray it on and wipe it on, it comes out splotchy. Now if you're looking for that antique look, gun bluing's the way to go, or on a gun or something. But for knives, I just prefer black oxide. Everyone puts out these small little containers for 2 ounces. Caswells, man, there's a few spots. Look for black oxide concentrate. But don't dip it in, don't dip your metal in the black oxide and then save it for another time and think you're going to get the same results. All right, let me clean up here and then we'll get on to Ferric and stonewashing. So same process with the Ferric. This is just a plumber's tube. Go into Home Depot, 4-inch plumbing tube. Now what I do is I put, it's like 45% water, 45% Ferric, and then I top the rest up with vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Now we dip it, see how even it is? This one actually came out pretty even. Now this side needs a little bit. Let me go get, this is where the steel wool comes in. You get the finest steel wool you can, and you just wipe it lightly, like a paper towel. Not like sandpaper, like a paper towel. Just to get all those oxides moving around and everything straightened out. Get everything even. Dip it again. The vinegar really helps to blacken the Ferric. Just nice and light. You don't want to scratch into it or put any pressure that will scratch it. Just a nice light coat. Just like that, 5 minutes in, we're good to go. And then you can either do it with Windex or baking soda to neutralize it. You want the Windex with the ammonia. Use the other stuff and it'll start rusting out. Sometimes I use Windex, but I usually prefer baking soda. Alright. And with the other, alright. Got our ammonia base cleaner. Got our ferric and vinegar mix. Let it drip off. Now, there was one time where I had this blade and everything was going wrong with it. I mean, it was just, I definitely called it a nightmare blade. It even had a nightmare grind on it. But anyway, I put it in the ferric and got busy and completely forgot about it. See all the black oxides that come off? See how black that's coming out? A lot black than just regular ferric. But anyway, I left the blade in overnight, completely forgot about it. I was like, oh man, it came down and I pulled it out the next day. It had holes in it and it was all rusted out and eaten and just parts of a blade. So yeah, this stuff will definitely eat it away and turn everything to rust too. So you gotta be careful. Nice and black, nice and even. That vinegar really helps you, makes you drop your blade. I guess that'll be on the end reel there, huh? Oh man. Boom, she's ready for stonewashing. This one might be ready too. Oh yeah, nice and black. Now you don't want to spray over your ferric. In fact, let me close this up. We don't want no accidents or spills or anything like that. Yeah, just go to Home Depot, get the glue and everything and glue it all up, the PVC glue and all that, and make it airtight. Because you don't want ferric leaking everywhere. I would fill it up with water or something before I filled it up with ferric just to make sure it was airtight and had that seal. I've had this a few years. Now I will say, you have to change out your ferric. You'll notice like maybe something's starting to get rusty, like maybe some metal fell in there, and you push it in, you pull it out, and all of a sudden you got rusty things on your blade or something, or it's just not doing its job anymore. That's when you got to change out your ferric. Boy, I'm just dropping knives all over the place today, huh? Yeah, man. All right. Boom. Now, let's go do some stonewashing. I don't have much room because I have my stone washer down here in the hallway. So I have one camera on that and one camera on me. So first, you can see I haven't used this in a while, so it's kind of dry. So what I do is I put some water in there and then some of this glass cleaner, the ammonia glass cleaner. Same thing we use to neutralize. Now Rotten Design, I was talking to him. If you don't see John Rotten Designs, look him up on Instagram. One of the baddest knife makers you'll ever see. Yeah, Rotten Design. He's like, the wetter the better. Then you turn it on. Make sure everything's wet enough. I forgot one thing. I forgot the knives. And everything's blocking my view, or blocking my path. Hold on. Look at this. I'm gonna go put these in baking soda. Look, this is what I'm talking about. I'm using that wiper stuff, and there's like rust particles on there. They wipe off, but I'm gonna make sure it doesn't stick. Like, look right here, rust. Baking soda. I'm going in the baking soda real quick. I'll be back. All right, I'm glad I caught that. So, see, that's what I was talking about. Something about Windex and all that, with the ammonia or without the ammonia, it starts rusting. And let me know in the comments if you know why that happens, or if you have a solution for that. But all right, so here's the critical part. If you want marbling stonewash, you use WD-40. If you want just the little dots, you don't. Now the media, if you can see, I've got like 4 different types of media in there. When I first got this stonewasher, I went through all kinds of media and ended up just putting them all together because they don't make a difference. What makes the difference is how heavy it is. At first, I had it really light. I was like, oh, well, the lighter it is, the more it'll move around. But that's not true. You need it to be heavy and you need it to be wet. The wetter it is, the more it moves the knives. So, I've seen guys take the WD-40 and pour it in there. WD-40 will gum up your stones. Do not pour WD-40 in there unless you want a big mess. I'd say every 5 to 10 knives I do, I have to take all my stones out and wash them in the sink because they just turn into gum. Alright, so just spray it down. Turn on. This is it, we're just going in. Now I can't talk anymore because you'll hear this, but here we go. One. This might be too big, I don't know, it's right on the edge. You can see the other one coming up. And that's what you want to see. You want to see them moving around, going down and coming back up. I figured out the weight thing because I used to put my foot on it like this. And the rocks would start moving a lot better. See how much more they move when you got it? And that's what I realized, more weight is better. Wetter is better. Now after a few minutes, you might have to go in and scoop them up. Make sure they're moving. See, this one isn't really moving. But it's still getting mixed up. It just means you have to come back every couple minutes and flip it over and turn it over and stuff like that. See, here's the other one right here. It just came up to the top, so we're doing good on this one. Well, that's about it. I'll meet you back at the bench. I'm giving this about 5, maybe 10 minutes. The more marbly look, the less time. The more you want to put it in there and get it more consistent, it all depends. The more time you put in it, the more it'll take away the dark. The less time, the more marbly and stuff it'll look. But you just have to experiment with it. All right, back to the bench. The last step is removing the WD-40. You see, we got them all nasty here and all that. I usually use Goo Gone, something like that, goop remover, whatever. And then alcohol, maybe some acetone too. Because you can see there's a nice thick film on there of this stuff. See all that stuff coming off? That's all the caked on WD-40. And if you pour it into your stones, that's what's going to be covering your stones. Every time you do, it's just going to thicken up more and more and more. Woo-wee, look at that stonewash. Yeah, look at that marble. Can you see that? Yeah, look at that. I hope that comes across. Beautiful. And then once again, I'm sure a lot of people don't do this. The old penetrating oil. I like to seal everything in with penetrating oil. Even if it doesn't do anything, in my mind, I think it does. But it seems to. Bam. Look at that stonewash. I hope you can see it. I can't. Woo. It's too shiny to see. See, I'm looking on a 3-inch monitor, so I don't know how it's going to look in high def. But if it looks half as good as it does here, man, woo-wee. Alright, let's see how the 01 turned out. See all this goopiness? This is what will be, see, look how thick that's gotten, look at that. Oh, the other light decided to come on. Look how thick this is. And that's just 5 seconds in there. If you go ahead and pour this on your stones, you'll just have one big old hunk of clay. Look at that stuff coming off, look at that. Yeah, but it helps with the marbling. Wham! Once again. Boom. I might not even two-tone this one because it looks so good. Let's see. I hope it comes in. But man, like I said, I'm looking at my screen to try to see if I can see it, but I hope it turns out to look nice as it does in person. Man, whew. So that's about it. It's Saturday and I got to go upload this so it'll be up today. Sometimes music just takes me away and I spend the whole day. I'm a poet and don't even know it. Yeah, man. So thanks for watching. I'm trying to do the selling points at the end. If you notice in the beginning, I don't talk about my Amazon links and my website and all that stuff in my shirts. So I'm just going to keep putting it at the end. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Amazon links are on the card above on my website with the shirts and knives, or all of it's down below. Hope you're having a great day, and as always, take it easy.